Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be reviewing the Tozo T12s. These are a step up from the Tozo T6s or T8s or whatever is mainly on YouTube right now, but this is a newer product, and so I thought this would be a good one to review. So I purchased these because I needed new earphones anyway. The ones I had weren't Bluetooth, and I mean, they'd gone out on me anyway. Like, they just straight up broke. And so I was like, you know what? I need some new Bluetooth earphones, and so I decided I'd get these ones. Now, these ones are true wireless. They are 100% Bluetooth, which is really nice. It says they're IPX8 waterproof, which is good for me because I'm using these for working out. And so I sweat a lot when I work out. I'm a runner. I'm not like a lifter or anything like that. And so I sweat quite a bit when using these, and so I don't want to be ruining them with my sweat. And I realize that's kind of gross to talk about, but it's a real thing. I mean, people are buying Bluetooth headsets more than ever. And one of the big reasons to get a Bluetooth headset is when you're working out, you don't have wires going everywhere, like wires going through your sleeves to get to the arm piece where your phone is located or anything like that. You can just have no wires, right? And these ones, you know, as you can see from the box here, but I'll also take them out and show you. These ones are really small. They fit inside your ear, and they don't have like the cord that wraps around the back of your neck, which I actually find really nice because I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't want, you know, a cord hitting the back of my neck when I'm working out or anything like that. But I also use these for phone calls and just about anything else. I use them a lot for doing chores around the house. Because at the end of the night, when my kids go to bed and the house still needs to be cleaned and everything like that, you know, I got to listen to my tunes. And so, you know, I use them for that for sure. So anyway, the box they come in is really nice. It's pretty thick cardboard. And these go for around, I think I got mine for like 33 bucks or something like that. So they're pretty reasonably priced in a world where like headphones are costing like 250 bucks, you know, for a really decent pair of headphones. You know, these are really reasonably priced. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get these ones as opposed to something else, is like, I don't use headphones all that much. Like, I don't wear them all day. I don't, I work out in them and I do chores in them, and that's pretty much it. You know, I'm not wearing them for hours on end. And so I didn't want to get headphones that were going to cost me an arm and a leg, or earphones that were going to cost me an arm and a leg, because they don't matter to me that much. Like, I want to get a good set, but I don't need the best set. I just don't, right? Now, when I'm working, I mean, I work from home, I work at a desk, and for those ones, you know, I prefer over-the-ear headphones because they're, you know, more comfortable to wear for extended periods of time. And so I wear these ones right now, which are just like AKG K44s, you know, and this is a really old set of headphones. I think these are like 10 years old, maybe even older, you know, and so I wear these, and these are just fine. They're wired, which is kind of unfortunate, but I never really leave my computer. And so, you know, I prefer the over-the-ear headphones for normal work, and so I don't want something like these. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't use these for long periods of time, and so I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg. And these ones, compared to what's out there, are some of the cheapest earphones you can get, and I think they're really good quality. I switched from Skull Candy, you know, recently. That's the last pair of headphones I had were Skull Candies, and I'm a big fan of Skull Candies, but I think these are just as good, if not even better, and they're actually cheaper, I think. So this is what the box looks like. You slide the box out here, and it's actually a nice case. You have this Get Started pack there, and then your headphones come right in there. Let me see if I don't know if you'll see that. I don't think I have good enough lighting here. The headphones come right in there. I actually have them right here. Let me see if I can show you there. So pretty minimalist case. And then inside are the headphones themselves. Oh, it clicks. Let me see if I can open that. So the headphones are inside. It doesn't actually click all that much. I'm just holding it with one hand, which makes it harder, and I'm also like leaning it up. And these are actually magnetic in there, so they won't fall out, which is very nice. And they just like snap back in, which is really great. And then you can see that they show the charging there. Now, I wasn't expecting this case to hold much of a charge, but it actually holds a good amount. You could see there that it said it was at 35% charge for the case, right? So the case had 35% left. The earphones are actually at 100%, and I've had these for almost a week, and I haven't had to charge the case. Like, it was it was at something like 65% when I first got them about a week ago. And I've used the earphones for probably about a total of like, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours. And the entire time I've never had to charge the case. And so that's really nice. I mean, the case is bigger than what you'd see in like, AirPods or whatnot, but that doesn't bother me. This still isn't very big. And like I said, I don't take it everywhere. And so it's not that big of a deal for me. Now, the actual earphones themselves, you kind of put them in and you rotate them, and they fit really snugly, which is one of the pros that I have here. I have a few pros, I have a few cons, and one of the pros is that they fit really snugly, and if they don't fit your ear, you saw inside the case there that they actually have other earpieces that you can slide on there as well. Another big pro is that the audio is really clear. I listen to a lot of podcasts and a lot of books. And so for me, having clear audio, especially with spoken word, is super vital. And the audio quality on these things is really, really good, really clear overall. And I feel like it has a pretty good balance. And so I'm a big fan of the audio. It's what you would expect from, it's not like your bottom and it's not your top. I mean, an audiophile is not going to go crazy with these headphones and be like, oh my gosh, these are the best. But they're also not bad. They're going to be good for the spoken word, just like I said, but they're also really good for music. I find that it's pretty well balanced. Sometimes the mids can be a little bit too strong. It's interesting. I'll explain really quickly what the audio profile sounds like to me. But sometimes the mids can come on a little bit too strong, which can make your music sound a little boxy, but it's not bad. And if you're working out, you're probably not going to be able to tell. And so I like it. Another big pro, this is probably the biggest one, is pairing is really easy. Once you've paired it like the first time, it's going to automatically pair that every time you open it up. And so I have my iPhone paired with them automatically. And so I just pull them out and I stick them in and it pairs automatically. It takes like 3 seconds. And so you don't have to manually select that these are the source that you want to be using for your audio. It just pairs it automatically. And so that's really good. So overall, the audio quality is good, pairings really easily, and they fit really well. As far as like working out goes, I mean, I have to adjust them every few minutes, which like I think I would expect for every earphone. I have to adjust even headphones, like over the ear headphones. So when you're working out, don't expect them to stay in the whole workout without ever having to adjust them. I mean, I'm a runner, and so I do a lot of running. Like I ran 6 miles last night, and so it's like, they'll fall out about every quarter mile to a half mile or something like that. And so you just kind of get used to adjusting them. They're not going to stay in all the time when you're working out. But like I said, I'm actually okay with that. And I think most people will be okay with that. Certainly better than AirPods, right? AirPods are going to fall out of your ear immediately, and those are super annoying. So they fit better than AirPods. They stay better than over-the-ear headphones, I think. And so I think overall they're going to be pretty great. Now, some of the cons of these earphones are, this is where that noise profile comes into play. I feel like the really highs and the really lows are way too sharp or way too loud, right? And so when you get below like speaking tone, right, kind of the low rumbles, those are just really strong. And so, sometimes you get kind of rumbling in the ears, which I'm not a huge fan of. And then on the really high end frequencies, so these are like really sharp S's that people will say, those can seem really cutting. And I don't know if I've ever experienced an earphone that has really, really good super high frequencies. But these ones are just, I mean, they're okay. They're what you would expect in a set of earphones. So the really lows and the really highs are too strong. And then, like I said, when you're listening to music, sometimes that mid EQ is a little bit strong. And so you kind of have this like, I don't know, kind of like a camel, 3 humps kind of thing, where you have really high or really loud, low frequencies. Then you have normal low frequencies, and then you have really high mid frequencies, and then normal high mid frequencies, and then you have really high, super high frequencies. And so, so that is kind of a noise profile that I'm not a huge fan of. But like I said, they're pretty good, and the audio quality is great overall. They're just, when you get into the super lows, super highs, and then right there in the middle, you know, it's not always the best. And then the microphone. You guys will have to tell me what you think about the microphone. I'll put in a test right now. All right, so this is what the audio on the Tozo sounds like. To me, I think it sounds just fine. I'm going to be using these mainly for phone calls, if that, because usually I'm just using these to work out or, you know, do chores around the house, and I don't often receive tons of calls. And so I think for me, they don't sound much better than my phone or much worse than my phone. They sound about what you would expect from a phone. And so I think they're a pretty decent replacement. Whereas you might want something, if you were to do like podcasts or have like lots of calls, you might want something a little bit better than this, because you don't want people being like, it's hard to understand you or anything like that during any of your phone calls. But for me, I think these work out just fine. And I think for most people, these are going to work out just fine as well. They're not the best, but they're going to be pretty good, considering that, you know, the overall price point of these headphones or these earphones is below $50. You know what I mean? So I'm a big fan. And there you have it. The Tozo T12s, they're waterproof, at least to a certain extent. They have good audio quality. It's not the greatest. These are going to be probably some of the best headphones that you're going to get inside the $20 to $50 range. And I am a really big fan of these, and I'm holding on to these for a really long time. I use them as much as I would any other headphone, and I'm really satisfied with them. I've had them for about a week, and I really like them. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video.